We're going to go ahead and finish up our 6 different types of energy that we have. If you remember from the video that you had the other day, we talked about mechanical energy, and we said that there were 2 forms of mechanical energy. That first one was going to be kinetic energy, and we said that was energy because of movement. And I gave you that equation: kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mv squared. The second type of mechanical energy we said was potential energy, and we said that was going to be your stored energy, anything that's above the ground, or we also talked about elastic like a rubber band. I also gave you a couple of equations to calculate out gravitational potential energy. So let's go ahead and continue with number 2. The second type of energy is going to be thermal energy. And this is going to be energy that is in the form of heat. So we've talked about when you take your hands and rub them together. That's friction. That's thermal energy. When you think of a very cold winter night, you drive your car, and oftentimes in the morning, you might find that there are footprints going across the hood of your car. Well, that's because a cat most likely was on there, jumped up there because it wanted to stay warm because of all of the moving parts and friction that was created in the form of that thermal energy. Number 3. Number 3 is going to be chemical energy. This energy is the energy that is stored in chemical bonds that hold that compound together. We've already talked about the burning of wood. We've already talked about we eat food for that energy. And also when we think about chemical energy, think of the M&M demonstration that we did in the back. We took that M&M and we dropped it down the test tube and we had all of the fire coming out. That was those bonds that were being broken in the compound or in the food of that M&M. So we have energy that is stored in chemical bonds. Number 4. Number 4 is going to be electrical energy. This is energy that is produced by moving charges. Okay? When you think about electricity, you plug something in to the outlet, and you've got all of those electric charges that are going to be flowing through that line, and that's what's going to run a computer. That's what's going to run a TV. A lamp, anything like that, because those continuous moving charges are what is going to be powering it. Okay, so as I said there, electricity. Number 5. Number 5 is going to be electromagnetic energy. And electromagnetic energy, this is energy that is produced by waves. Now I go ahead and I put the sunlight up there. Okay, so we know that we get the heat and all of those waves, the sunburns, those are coming from the UV waves. Those are forms of electromagnetic energy. Maybe when you're riding to school or driving to school, you're listening to your favorite radio station. Okay, those are radio waves. You throw a bag of popcorn in the microwave. The bag of popcorn in the microwave, those are going to be microwaves. Okay, if you ever have broken a bone, X-ray. Okay, those are all forms of electromagnetic energy. And the last one is going to be nuclear energy. And this is going to be energy that is stored in the nucleus of an atom. Remember what we've talked about with the nucleus. It kind of has that hard shell. It's that hard shell that houses your protons and your neutrons. And we basically said nothing gets in, nothing gets out in an ordinary chemical reaction. But if we're talking nuclear energy, what we're going to do is we're going to actually disturb that nucleus. Now, we've talked about 2 different forms of nuclear energy. That first one is going to be fission. And we said fission is going to be the splitting of the nucleus of an atom into 2 nuclei. And the last one is going to be fusion. This is actually the joining of 2 nuclei. So if I have a nucleus here and a nucleus here, and we bring them together and it forms one single nucleus, that's going to end up being fusion. Your assignment is going to be to read pages 374 to 377. Okay, that's the portion just over work. And you have 4 questions that are on page 377. You also need to read 408 to 413. This is going to be the stuff over energy and the 6 different types of energy. You also have 4 questions on page 413. Okay, ignore the worksheet. We don't have to do the worksheet. That's what I actually assigned in the previous video.